Oh, wait, music spring. Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another live stream. Hi there. Hi, the Sablazer. Hi, the Object Animator. Hi, the Spoon Isn't Live. Hi, the Dog King Swell. Hi, the Melissa. Hi, the Siphon. Hi, the Funky Corgi. Hi, welcome. Whoa, usually I get like a couple more minutes before everyone joins in. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting to start this early, but hi there. I'm high. I'm short, so on sleep. Oh, I see. There's always jumpscare getting a notification. Yeah, especially if it's my live stream, and especially if you're in blue nickname, because then you're forcefully summoned into the chat. This is a whole process, you know, requiring like 7 different demonic rituals. It's a long story. The point is, right here, I'm gonna play some music, and also I get a big cup of coffee because I'm prepared for this live stream. All I need is just drink some. Hold on, let me just. I think it was this one or this one. Whatever. There we go. And music like so. So, 12 AM for me, I want to sleep. Go to sleep, Corgi! I'm literally streaming every day. Literally every day. Not figuratively literally every day, only literally every day. Don't worry, you can cut the stream tomorrow, it's fine. And the horsemen... 6,724 in other dimensions, I will not elaborate. Hi, the Reblax. I like the math channel, I really do. Sponsored by Atomic. It's nice to finally have like a... It's nice to finally have like a Flames channel, except for maths. Now let me actually move it higher up. There we go. Bye Starblazer, also bye Funky Corgi, good night. I understand, sleep is important, don't worry. Party in USA, oh yeah, we are streaming for the USA time, I suppose. Streamer, I'm headed to school, them Eastern Standard Time. Hey, that's simple, if it's any consolation, right now apparently I'm streaming at an awful time for everyone, so... I've managed to tune in perfectly so that no one is happy. A true compromise. Oh, the music is off, there we go. I'm trying to make it. Hey, don't thank me. I just made it. It was Atomic who told me to. Sponsored by Atomic. I'm glad the channel is there. Now all we need is just someone physical. Oh, maybe Remco actually. I could give Remco a channel because Remco has helped me a lot with the current video. You wouldn't believe it. Speaking of, actually, the current video about Fundamental Forces is actually fully scripted. There may be one amendment to the Strong Force simply because it's extremely short. I think I'm gonna leave it for the next physics video because it will be about elementary particles, and I feel like it will fit in more there, the Strong Force. But Remco's been a tremendous help with this, basically explaining to me what electroweak interactions are about. 3 PM, 2 PM. Okay, so... Oh yeah, because Europe, right? Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, then, so I suppose today we're streaming for the European time. You know what? It's about time that those Europeans got a live stream. You know what? There's just no representation for the Europeans on these Make It live streams. I know. And so, I'm glad we're finally doing something. So if energy is too low, the action will leave at all. You need some basic rigged away. So energy is too low. Okay, so right here. Let me just set up an animation real quick, and then I'll just get right back to it. Like this. Right here, we don't care about these keyframes at all. We only care about this one. We only care about this one. We only care about this one. And then right here, we want the energy of light to be lower. This point, and then what I meant. What are we looking at? Hi, DS. This is an animation about the photoelectric effect, actually. So, whoa, what is that music? I don't remember this being... Oh, it's... Ah, I deleted the wrong experiment kit, damn it. Yeah, this is animation about the photoelectric effect, or to be more exact, if you want some actual spoilers for the video, I suppose. This is the animation describing the difference between, or actually describing the electrons, why they are so, in quotes, bizarre. That's because electrons have something called wave-particle duality, and basically we have one experiment, which is the double-slit experiment, which tells us that photons, did I say electrons? I meant photons. That one experiment telling us that photons are waves, and another experiment telling us that photons are particles. And both these experiments seem to be correct. So which one are they, photons or particles? The answer is both, because elementary particles aren't quite constrained the same laws as classical objects. Mainly because they're elementary, they make the rules. They don't have to break the rules, they make the rules. There we go. Right here, we want this to be more of a fit. I could just animate it with a Bezier curve, but I'm an amateur, you see. And then right here, we like it to disappear. And the easiest way, for some reason, for me to do it would be with geometry nodes, which would be a switch. Like so. Right here. Geometry node to a switch. Switch, 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 switch. And then the keyframe. Keyframe to roughly the same height. And almost finished. There we go. Now we should see both of them going down probably. Just a beautiful glowing rectangles. Yes, yes, exactly. You get it. You get it exactly. Oh, hi there, Kim. Are you a physics major? I am not actually, funny enough. I am not a physics major. However, I am making a video about gravity, electricity, and nuclear physics. Because why not? There we go. Okay, this one is a bit late. Or is it? Nah, it's fine. 540, 620, there we go. So, can you explain the fourth dimension? What do you mean explain the fourth dimension? Which aspect of it would you like? Because from a technical point of view, there isn't really much to explain. If you just want me to explain the fourth dimension, there really is nothing to explain because it's just like any other three dimensions. You're talking about spatial dimensions, absolutely no difference. There isn't really anything too interesting happening in the fourth dimension unless you want to go like beyond quaternions, I guess. So unless you're talking about some extremely advanced mathematics, and I mean like really, really advanced where you want to describe rotation in 4 dimensions, then there really isn't anything interesting about 4 dimensions. Anything that stands out in comparison to 3. You could call yourself a major. Yeah, but that would be dishonest, wouldn't it? Find another swim fields. Well, hide J3. In 2D you have 2 directions up and down, 3D you have 3. What we have for directions. It's not even about directions. I feel like the thing is, yeah, the video Let's Do Physics in 7 Dimensions was from a more like computer science point of view, to be fair, but I still stand by what I said there. The only difference between dimensions is just that you work with one more number between 3 and 4. You just add numbers. The more dimensions you have, you just add more numbers. I won't go in depth about the fractal dimensions, because that's just mathematicians having a laugh, honestly. Quantum computers, are they changing the meta? Don't call it changing the meta, cheese. My opinion on quantum computers, it's fun. It's a great technology, although not all that interesting in my opinion, but certainly grand. Quantum computers are basically like, well, they're really fun. they're like nuclear power of computing. Oh, that's actually... Oh, fusion, rather. Yeah, okay. Fission. Fusion. Which one was the beta decay? My goodness, I did the research on this literally yesterday. Why do I say literally all the time? It's not figurative literally, once again, literally yesterday, but... fission was with beta decay? No, fusion. I was correct the first time. I should just be more... I don't mean this fusion, I don't mean the Autodesk. Nuclear fusion. Don't care. That's what I'm looking for. That's with the beta decay, correct? Nuclear fusion. Wait, no, that's alpha. No, that's alpha, yeah, because it gets slower, right. I guess, though there are some phenomena that happen in low dimensions that don't in higher dimensions. I mean, there is also certain complexity in higher dimensions, I would say. Like, for example, well, rotation is my favorite, because the higher in dimensions you go, I mean, there is certainly some algorithmicness to it, I don't know if that's the word, but, for example, well, you can't really have rotation in a single dimension, can you? Unless you can. I don't know, I'm not a mathematician, or a physicist for that matter. But in 2 dimensions, rotation just appears. In 3 dimensions, even more complex. So there are differences. It's just that for most things, or for physics at least, physics doesn't really care about dimensions. For most things. Unless it's like parity breaking or whatever. But that's once again. So yeah, to answer the question, maybe not 4D, but was the cubic manifold? I heard the word in the book and would like to know what it means. Oh, I have no idea what that means. That looks advanced. Takanko, you didn't have to delete that message, it's fine. I was right about to answer. Now I forgot the word. Can I have a pink username, like people can have the blue one? You mean on Discord? Oh, those are just for talking. If someone talks a lot, then they just get a blue nickname. I just have a bot set up to do that whole thing, to keep track of how active everyone is. Yes, my notation is one dimension is correct. Oh, it feels so... Hold on, you know what? Actually, speaking of blue nicknames... Reblags, I hope you don't mind, but we have a kind of a bit of a tradition on this channel. There we go. There we go. It feels so nice to finally have someone who can double check me with maths. I already have Remco double check me with physics, Flame to double check me with theoretical chemistry, and chemistry. It's just that I haven't gotten to the advanced part of inorganic. It's nice to finally have someone with math too. Precising group object encode symmetry. The group of symmetries of one dimensional space is small in the group of symmetry of 3D space. Well, no, yeah. Well, blue nicknames aren't really for moderators here. I just give blue nicknames to people who are experts in different topics. What I use blue nicknames for. Oh, moderator, rank, whatever. We don't really have a need to moderate because YouTube already deletes all of the comments that are, let's just call it, problematic enough. And I'm open to new opinions. So YouTube already takes care of the hate speech part of it. And once you remove the hate speech, then I don't care. You can have whatever opinion you want. It makes was true meritocracy. Well, no, it's a dictatorship, Melissa. Hold on, let's not get it twisted. This is not a meritocracy, this is a dictatorship, alright? I just give stuff to people who I want to give stuff, and I have all the power. Okay, this isn't a meritocracy. Don't be silly now. Come on. I'm expert in breathing. Oh, I should learn that. Can I have the pink one? You want me... We don't even have a pink one. Wait, on YouTube or Discord? That's important, because on YouTube I can't give different color nicknames. I can only give blue ones. So the guys in blue to be smart seems like a great social pyramid. Exactly! Technocracy, actually, I guess. Well, no, I am the leader, so I suppose it's not a technocracy in this case. I wanted on YouTube. I can't. I physically cannot give you on YouTube. YouTube, because that's not really me giving blue nickname, this is me giving a moderate rank. And there is only 2 moderator ranks, both of which are blue. Are you a chemist? I am not, actually. I am not a mathematician, I am not a physicist, I am not a chemist. I'm just a random guy on the internet who happens to like all of them. And also programming, because might as well add the mix. And computer science. And I suppose, well, all branches of physics, I suppose, would be the same thing. Kryptonite, who's to remember what all of them do. Have you worn wigs? No, I have not. Will you wear wigs? No. That was a great interview. Will you wear wigs? No, I will not. When you wear wigs. And that's all the quotes from that interview I remember. My fault is, but I don't think... Does a mask count as a wig? It's a wig, what is a mask? I don't know. What mask? No idea what you could be possibly referring to. I have 9 quadrillion power and Rise of Kingdoms. Give me blue name. Oh, shut! Make it long enough. We have a math guy. Exactly! Yay! I finally collected all the experts of. Well, no, we're still missing like inorganic chemists. That's what I'm still looking for. Inorganic chemists, and who else actually? Oh, that's my goodness. That really would be it, wouldn't it? Or not even an inorganic chemist. Only like an abstract chemist. So either inorganic or organic, something with high, or biochemist, something like that. Yeah, biochemist and an abstract chemist. They're the only 2 experts we're actually missing. You have a computer scientist. Well, that should technically be me, because that's kind of the first thing I got good at, so I suppose... Well, a while back ago there was someone who claimed to be good at computer science, but I don't remember if I gave them the blue nickname, because I didn't really need help with computer science. On expert in different subfields of math also. Yeah. But first we need to go general and then we need to go specific. So for example, for physics, I have Alex for... Well, I had Alex for quantum mechanics and relativity. Now Remco is my even more specialized expert with particle quantum nuclear physics, because that's the branch I need. Flame is a theoretical chemist. That's why I have some problems. That's why I don't want to bug him about inorganic and organic chemistry, because even though Flame still knows a whole lot more than I do, orders of magnitude more than I do in organic and inorganic chemistry, it's not this specialization, so I don't want to bug him. What else? Actually, Reblex, I might need to use your expertise soon enough. That's because next month, I think I would like to make a sequel to the How Math Becomes Difficult video, and I think I have a candidate. I think so. Kind of. So for the first video, I had the Fourier transform, to summarize the calculus tools and trigonometry. That is the best merge I could find was the Fourier transform, which I absolutely adore. For the second one, I thought about Maxwell's equations. Maybe, because Maxwell's equations also are a fair bit terrifying and, or kind of, they're complex, basic idea being. Mainly because of this mess. Also, this is in multiplication, right? This is the cross, what's it called? Whatever you want to call it. If I don't remember correctly, this was the partial derivative in... Oh, I don't remember correctly. Maxwell's equations, I have gone over Maxwell's equations like a month ago or 2 months ago, and all I remember is nabla symbol, exactly, gradient operator, right, with the flags. Oh yeah, I've seen this one first, exactly, okay, this is the one. Nabla isn't even a true vector. Is it not? On a 3D machine to clean space. Cross product. Oh yeah. I just think that's a good use of someone who's an expert in math. Just me forgetting the words. Yeah. Collecting pure specific feels like Thanos collecting infinite stones. Exactly. Once I collect all the experts, I will be able to make the ultimate video or something. Black hole that seem to appears to be consuming matter at over 40 times its theoretical limit. Eddington limit? I have not. That sounds interesting. Consuming matter at 40 times its theoretical limit? I mean, okay, is the Eddington limit the one in which the radiation from the black hole is just pushing matter away? Luminosity a body can achieve when there's a balance between force and radiation acting. Ah, gravitational force acting out. Okay, yeah. So this is just the radiation pushing it all away. Oh yeah, then this one would be the supermassive black holes, right? The ones that don't make sense to be... doesn't make sense for them to be this big because they just keep pushing everything away because of the energy, the radiant energy they emit. If I do remember correctly, that is. If I don't, then I'm wrong. It's tricky. Is it hard or is it complex? The thing is, in this case, I would argue it's more complex than hard. That's because when it comes to Maxwell equations, they are... Okay, it is hard, don't get me wrong. It is a fair bit hard, but Maxwell's equations are so much more useful in comparison to their difficulty. They are not... They are... I would say it's an appropriate amount of difficulty for the tool, in my opinion. The bigger issue is the complexity, because then later on when you get to the flux of it all, equations really often blow up like crazy. Even though it's not actually adding anything. Flux, for example, has a tendency to just inflate equations with, I don't want to say empty characters, but just inflate them without anything. Like, with obvious things, I just say. There is what the Maxwell equation. No, they're components, not numbers. They are operators. Oh, you mean this one? Oh, yeah, it makes sense because of the derivative. You know what? I don't know. I don't want to get on the tangent. I don't know enough about this to go on the tangent. Define a person expert in math. Say the victim in some space does not with a physical vector. You're comfortable with how to use spooky operators, Maxwell equations. You can mean so much. That's unexplainable. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Maxwell's equations are just... They are kind of difficult, but in comparison to how widely they're used, Maxwell's equations basically solve electricity. An asterisk attached, I should mention. There is a pretty large asterisk there. That being, depends on the model you're using for electricity, but that's a whole other story. High difficulty, high gain, just like gambling. Of SI units, we use how many hydrogen atoms as equal mass to that object for the mass of the object. The problem there, Eigen, is that for mass, we really don't have a solid... We really don't have a solid reference for mass. That's because energy creates mass. I don't know if it creates mass or it's equivalent to mass, you get what I'm saying. So for example, quarks only account for 1% of the mass of a proton. 1%. The other 99% is the strong interaction. Which means the force holding quarks together is creating more mass than the quarks themselves. A person who knows more maths than me seems like a good benchmark, right? Exactly, yeah, that's what I'm going with. True expert to have a PhD, even then I'll only be an expert at tiny part of math. Yeah, I don't like to consider expert that way. I really don't like to consider experts with a PhD. The thing is, that PhD became a misnomer. Actually, I don't know if it became a misnomer, always was a misnomer. The thing is, I don't really like to think of experts as just doctors or professors or whatever. I don't want to associate being an expert with a title. Expert is just someone who is an expert in something. Like, oh, we all know what an expert is, right? PhDs are still useful because they basically let people know that you've spent a lot of time learning on a topic, studying it. And it's basically much easier to say, I've got a PhD, than to go on a run for 2 hours to prove that you actually have the expertise. That's why PhDs are useful. You don't have to prove yourself each time. You can just say you have a PhD, and that's the credential. That's what credentials are for. PhDs are especially difficult to get precisely because they stand as that badge showing that, yes, I am an expert, I know stuff. However, even without the PhD, people can still very much be experts. And from what I've seen, Reblax, you very much are an expert, at least in my eyes. What about we make plank mass? Even plank, well, I guess, maybe plank mass. I haven't even gotten the plank stuff, my goodness. That feels like the limit of quantization. Wait, did it render in the background? Oh, I should have been paying more attention. It absolutely did. Oh, I got some good coffee. It's mostly just milk. It's mostly just milk and sugar, with a tiny little bit of coffee. So is strong nuclear force a material object, or does it just happen to produce mass? It's not that it happens to produce mass, dog. Energy... Okay, this won't be the exact... Fine, let's go with it, it's fine. It's not quite what this equation means, but E equals mc squared kind of goes both ways, okay? What you learn, what's really funny about quantum mechanics, especially relativistic quantum mechanics, what I absolutely love, is that you realize that mass is not conserved when it comes to different actions, reactions, so on and so forth. Which is comical, in my opinion. Once you learn about that fact, it's so comical that momentum gets conserved, energy gets conserved, mass doesn't. And so basically, energy... This isn't the exact equation, but energy can create mass. So you shouldn't think of mass as matter, you should think of mass as difficulty to accelerate something, or its potential to affect the gravity. That's how you should think of mass. Mass is the difficulty to move something or difficulty to change something, and how much it interacts with gravity. So when you have a proton with, 3 quarks, look at me, you can tell I'm a professional because I'm giving them colors. Then all of these are really responsible for 1% of it, whilst the strong interaction is so powerful between them, has so much energy, that it creates mass. Oh, there we go. I don't think I can comfortably say I have true expertise in math until this point. Yeah, but that's also the problem every single expert has, where they just underestimate their expertise. If it's any consolation, the same thing goes with Flame. Flame also told me that he wouldn't consider himself an expert on multiple occasions, yet I still consider Flame an expert because Flame has single-handedly taught me theoretical chemistry, so yeah. What are you donating to? Is this fundraiser charity checkup day? Yes, it's Cancer Bad, Prevent Cancer Foundation. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory. We just try to prevent cancer. We're gonna get there one day, don't worry. The version of 3 letters on the CV. It is really a delicate balance though, because on one hand you don't want to dismiss people who don't have PhDs. Like on one hand, you really don't want to dismiss people just because they didn't study formal academia. But on the other hand, you really don't want people to also underestimate PhDs, because that leads to people just mistrusting science. So it is a delicate balance, but it should be mentioned always. Can you know what atomic bonds actually are? Well, Jesus, my most recent video. It kind of explains it. It's an orbital. It's an orbital with less energy. Kind of. We don't talk about metallic bonds. Even though metallic bonds could actually be modeled... Oh yeah, we don't talk about ionic, never mind. We don't talk about ionic bonds. Ionic don't matter. Hi, Torbit. I've been summoned. Ah yes, the blue nickname curse. Hi, Delia. A little bit deep in the field, like Marvel chemistry, you see how vast it is. I know, that's why we need more experts. We need more people, more specialists in different things. We really do. The higher the energy of light, the quicker the electron will go. I messed up. Fudge sticks. I messed up. This was supposed to turn to red because it's losing its energy. Oh no. Turn to red. There we go. Well, I guess I can just render it again. Doesn't take too long. Is cancer bad? Well, in my opinion, I know it might be a bit controversial, but I think cancer bad. In my humble opinion. Talking about making mass from energy. Yes, well, it's not really making mass from energy. It's just energy causes mass. I don't know what the technical term is. It causes, creates, is... the chance I could get hired. Well, you would have to show that you know, you're good. For me, Atomic spent months in Khan Academy and seems to think that seems to trust Reblax, so I trust Reblax. So I've suddenly spilled chlorine in my feet. Tobbit, you okay? Don't stand there, run! Get out! Visualize, having a hard time understanding that. That's because you... Well, the thing is, when it comes to bonds themselves, you won't be able to visualize it. That's because the energy of the electron on an orbital is something that's... Technically, you could visualize, I suppose, but you shouldn't. You really shouldn't visualize the energy of an electron because there isn't really much to visualize there. Electron just has energy. You just accept that and you move on because it's an elementary particle. That's the explanation. So you shouldn't really try visualizing it too much. Just... You kind of need to... I know it sucks, but you do need to kind of accept it because it's an elementary particle, unfortunately. So you won't really have a nice, comfortable answer to a question of why. You won't really have a nice answer to the question of how. You won't really have a nice, comfortable answer to the question of, you know, what does it look like? It's an elementary particle, so it just kind of is, unfortunately. This is the most international stream. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with all my streams. I'm a gosh dang centrist. Are we playing any games they make it? Well, I don't know. How am I supposed to know? I'm just the guy who was streaming. You can, but it will not be fun. Yes. Maxwell equation to study. A book on quantum atomic bonding, maybe, and number theory. Anything else should add to that list? Maxwell's equation. The thing is, you shouldn't really study it as Maxwell's equations. If I can give you advice on that. I don't think you should study it as Maxwell equations. You should just study electricity if you want to go this way. And then, when studying electricity, go for Maxwell's equations. I'm sorry, what's happening right now? Okay, well, there's a need to read the chart. It's ever increasing. Exactly. Subside when if I want electricity, I'll be majoring in that anyway, so it will cover me up. I suppose it's fair. Still, I'm actually curious to get into Maxwell equations. Oh yeah, right. The reason why this live stream is called The Four Horsemen is because I thought we could do an intro to the video that I've been working on. So hold on, let me just set it up real quick. This is the horseman. You can do it. You can do it, Spoon. Believe in yourself. That's what's important. There we go. Four Horsemen of the Universe. And let me just really quickly nest export the intro because I don't want to spoil the rest of the video. I already edited, which is like a minute. That's all I got time for.
The four horsemen of the universe.
Hold on. Where does it go? How far?
So, what are they?
That's how far. That's fair. There we go. File export media. The Four Horsemen of what? It's called the Four Horsemen of the Universe because... Oh, that's the wrong video. Because it's about 4 fundamental forces. Intro. As an MP3, if you wouldn't mind. There we go. So... I thought that we could do like an epic, awesome, cool-looking, great, fun, festive, fantastic scene with like all them forces. Not delete, damn it! 0 intro. There. Save. Untitled, whatever. See if I can. Okay, cool. Now, all I want from this is for this animation to be good looking. That's all I need. That's all I want. I just want it to be good looking. Jesse, if you allow the one like Baby Gronk here, no, not well. There's nothing I disallow. It's just that I don't find that funny. We prefer to talk about science. The thing is, I don't like to talking about like the cultural aspects of culture in general. We prefer science here, just hard facts, you know, hot math equations or spicy physics, interactions, whatnot. Oh, Flame, by the way, are you still here? Because I had like a revelation on one live stream, which I thought carried over to Fortnite. Turns out it didn't. I'm just an idiot. Of course I am. I don't do anything but... Do you consider anti-vaxxers and flat earthers stupid? No, I do not. I don't consider anyone stupid. I feel like stupidity is an illusion, honestly. I really... It's my genuine... Okay, this might be one of the more controversial things, but I genuinely don't think that most evil people are evil and most stupid people are stupid. I genuinely don't think they are. I highly beg to differ. No, the thing is, every single human I have ever met, I have ever seen, I've ever read about, has always been logical. Perfectly logical. The only difference is that they either were working with limited information or, like, were working in a pinch or something. I genuinely believe that most people are smart and good. It's just that everyone is working with a limited amount of information. That's why, actually, it's so hard for me to understand all of the, like, anti-human stuff when people are mad at each other or hate each other. It's hard for me to relate to that because I genuinely don't see most people as evil. They believe one because they're right, that's fair. Exactly, like, from their perspective, they've been logical ones. Like, right now, all of us sitting here, we could all be idiots, alright? It is possible. It is possible that the only reason why we believe in physics or chemistry or math is because we're just idiots who can't think of anything more clever and we're all just wrong and dumb. That's a possibility. So it's kind of silly for me to consider a certain group of people dumb just because they believe in their own judgment. We're all sitting here believing in something. Eugenics is right in no fashion. Eugenics sucks, to be fair. Really, as people being able to take a decision and knowing about it that will result in a better outcome, but still taking a bad one because short-term priorities. Yeah, but that's the thing, Ashad. No one will take a worse decision knowingly. No one. Everyone who takes a decision, who makes a decision which is worse in the long run, but better in the short run, is just trying to use that short-term gain to fix the long-term. So you can't donate in this country or region yet. I had the same problem, Icon, actually. That's why I needed to donate on GoFundMe to charities, because I couldn't donate on YouTube. I feel more stupid. Don't feel stupid. I just literally said stupid. I don't think stupid people are stupid. Don't feel stupid. If you're stupid, then I'm stupid. Isn't that silly then? Okay, 4 horsemen of the... Oh yeah, I need a horse, actually. I need a horse model. Don't we all? Why is my taskbar broken? Fixed ourselves. There we go. This one's still rendering, and so on and so forth. Sweet. You're wrong if you're... What's you? Come on, right, support to whichever side. Yeah, that's actually what, when it comes to like most disagreements, most large-scale disagreements, you will see that both sides believe themselves to be the logical one. And like, duh, obviously. If they believe themselves to be the illogical one, they wouldn't be on that side. What's really annoying is just that the fact that people refuse to accept like the opinions of others. That's what's really annoying. So it's not really... So my favorite example of that is the capitalism versus communism issue. Because I feel like it's the most internet-y one, you know? I feel like on the internet it's the one people... like the best example of that. The reason why there are some people who are just die-hard for communism, other people who are die-hard for capitalism, isn't because they just believe, you know, one side is logical, the other one is illogical. They are both logical, they just refuse to acknowledge the arguments of the other side, just assuming the other side to be illogical. And that's the problem, that's just people being unscientific. I'm looking up 3D horse models because I'm gonna need a model of a horse. CG Trader, the best website. How is this a free model? Like, how? I wanna know. Royalty free, no AI. How? How could this be a free model? Quality is too high, that is bad. The quality is too low, it is also bad. I have no idea what you mean there, Icon. But I'm objectively wrong though. There is no belief that can be objectively wrong. First of all, I want you to stop it right there. There is no belief which is objectively wrong, but which have been shown being good for human warfare such as slavery. Yeah, so here's the thing. This is the kind of important distinction there. It's that everything is subjective at the end of the day. So like, so nothing unfortunately can be objectively wrong. That's a big issue in orthogonality thesis, which is a whole other kind of worms. But the point there is, you are right in that there are certain things which we can agree as a race are bad. Which is great, actually. That's one fact that really often gets understated. We are in an incredibly lucky position where we all, as in humanity, are of the same species. Which means that our subjective goals are really close to each other. Like, unbelievably close. For example, you don't even have to go with slavery. Murder. We all can agree that murder is a bad thing. You have no idea how lucky it is for a whole species to... Well, not really for a whole species. How lucky we are that we are all of a single species and we all have similar goals. Have you ever heard of Markonikov addition as the capitalism law? That's great. I can't say I have. I really can't say I have. Everything's real, obviously. I mean, objective on everyone's side agrees with something like this. Yeah, and that is true. And that's why we are so lucky, as I mentioned. But then once again, unfortunately, we wish it would be as simple as that, because, you know, I used murder as an example, but there are a lot of people who still support murder if you know, if it's a certain kind of murder. That's because of hatred, for example. Royalty free, can you believe it? Slavery is bad, which sadly has been demonstrated not to be the case. Exactly. Like, we as a group have certain things which we consider to be bad, but then also human minds are incredibly complex. So for me, I really don't like murder in any form. I feel like murder is, well, obviously it is bad, but also it's a huge sign of weakness. So for example, the death penalty seems like a cost-cutting thing more than anything else. You know, when someone is on a death row, they are already captured. So there is no harm they can do. Which means that when you send someone to a death penalty, it's more like cost-cutting, because you don't want to spend the money to keep them alive. Which, I mean, I guess fair if that's what you want. But still. So even murder isn't that clear. That's kind of a problem, but still we have a lot of similar values as a species, which is convenient. Finally, was good definition. Nihilism messes up a lot of objective morality believers. I feel like nihilism, by definition, messes up all objective morality. The problem there is that with objective morality, the problem there is that it could actually be dangerous, especially in development of AIs. Because there is a lot of, like the orthogonality thesis, as I mentioned. Any level of intelligence is compatible with any goal, which means there is no objective morality. Thesis, to be fair, but kind of wildly supported. What happens if we use the death penalty for someone and it turns out they weren't the culprit? That's exactly the problem. Like, the death penalty is the prime example, because, as I mentioned, kind of the only benefit of death penalty I have been able to find was the cost cutting. So you don't have to keep the person alive. But all the other benefits were either, like, disputed or problematic at best. So the myth that death penalty, you know, gives closure to the victim or whatever, that's a myth because, at least on the research I found, when you sentence someone to death, then the people who were harmed by that person kind of lose any chance for that person to realize just how much they've wronged them. So, you know, it seems like the criminal got the easy way out, you know, without ever having to admit that they did something bad. The machine that the company does. Is animals just machines? We don't have any evidence that even humans are sentient. We don't know what sentient is. That's the problem. Consciousness or whatnot. It kind of sucks. Hi, Greg. Oh no, we Gregged up the live stream. Optimistic, I like optimistic nihilism. Optimistic nihilism is great. And what is belief? Yeah, the thing is, we should recognize that there is no objective morality. That's important because if we keep lying to ourselves, that would be pretty dangerous. However, there is nothing wrong with subjective morality. The thing is, because of how the words objective and subjective work in our society, we really often give the word objective more weight, but that's incorrect. The thing is, there is nothing that makes something objective more powerful than something subjective, especially when it comes to morality. If no morality is greater than any other, then subjective is just as good as any other kind of morality. There's 100 chance, but it will be too economically devastating. Port OBJ. Oh, what a horse! Now that's a horse. Hell yeah, that's a horse. Royalty-free horse. That's a damn good royalty-free horse. Okay, let me just kind of just do. What do we want now? Is we want like an epic scene, you know, of the 4 horsemen of the force of the universe. We're gonna actually have only 2 horses, I think. Yeah, I think we're only gonna have 2 horses. Might be a horse. No. I feel like there's gonna be only 2 horses because I like the idea of gravity being in the background as a massive being. On one horse we'll have electromagnetism and the weak force to symbolize the fact that they merge into, or rather they've been separated from the electro-weak. And then another one will be for the strong force, which is doing its own thing. Greg, yeah, the chat's been Gregified. Make 2 horses and 2 men. No, it's gonna be 4. I'm not cheap. There we go. We'll now have 1 horse like this, and then we're gonna have another one. But this time we needed to. Actually, no, it's gonna be tiny. It's gonna be like this. It's gonna be tiny, but an extremely bright horse. It looks silly, but I'm gonna make it work. Trust me. Trust you me. Okay. Now what we need is we need the background, we need the flow, we need all of it. I have no idea what you're even referring to. Darksiders, saying, alright, let me check what that is. Darksiders, what be Darksiders? Oh, that goes so hard. Look at, oh my goodness, look at this. Whoa, powerful stuff, powerful image. But no, what I need actually is a make it. We all need a make it in our lives. Are you doing the 4 fundamental forces? Yes, I am. Did you guys watch the first 3 episodes of Arcane? I haven't had a chance yet, I'll be honest. I haven't had a chance. I've been busy working on the video. Poses. There we go. And what we need is this one. Make it. Give me the make it. Pop it in. This is gonna be Electro Weak. Electro Weak horse. And Electro, we're gonna pop and make it, but we don't need a cup, and we're gonna modify the make it, because this is not the make it we want. This is the make it we need. Greg squared? No way! It's Greg squared. Oh no, that horse is tiny. It needs to be a bigger horse. Also might need to be a bit closer. I think about this. Or maybe we need a smaller make it. There we go. How do people horse around? Okay, so if I understand it correctly, 1 leg on each side, right? I think that's how they be horsing around. Where's the knees? There's the knees. There we go. The only problem is Electro is going to be forward. Electro is going to be right here because Electro is much more important. And there is some hair in the way, isn't there? Nothing beats coffee to make it. Exactly. Hold on. Ah, it tastes so good. It tastes like milk, but I know there's coffee in there. Sound one thing on top of it. Actually, oh yeah, one of them right, the other one just no, no. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do something else. I have an idea. So like this, like this, like this. And then it's gonna be freaking lightning. It's gonna be firing lightning on the ground. An explosion and then whatnot. Don't look at the camera. That's cringe. There we go. Sweet. Isn't that? Oh my goodness. That goes so. Oh, that's so amazing. Great. The only problem is that I need to kind of change up the. Well, I guess right now I'm doing the skeleton. We have the electro. Now we need the weak. There we go. I'm gonna move the second make it back. Like this. Sweet. Now the weak force is gonna be different. Actually, the weak force could be jumping. I don't know. That the electromagnetic force? Yeah, this one will be the electromagnetic. This one will be the weak force because it's electro weak. You see. I feel like we could. Make the weak force have a skeleton horse. No, because the weak force. I wanted. Weak force could be jumping off. Actually, you know what? I like it. I like the idea. I like the gist of it. Now we can make the electric force bigger because. Well, no, it can, and also move back a bit because it looks a bit off. Why were you power scaling the fundamental forces? Because we're what you making? I'm making, can't you tell? I'm making 4 fundamental forces, obviously. What else would I be making? Alright, now, no, this is the wrong one, this is the right one. Problem is the... There we go, there we go! That looks so silly. Sick. Awesome. Neat. Cool. No, I don't know what you said. Icon. What did Icon say? What did Icon say? Someone, please Tattletale. Do Tattletale do. There's all the veggies in. I can't, chef. Exactly. Hi, Gemma, welcome. Nah, this sucks. Nah, this sucks. This absolutely sucks because this leg is just not dynamic enough. That's why it sucks. And because the whole pose isn't dynamic enough either. And because the neck is weirdly like... Right! Wrong. Damn it! If you're unemployed but I don't know, good lead or something, let's do this deleting comments, that's cringe. Okay, and then we're gonna need a tiny make it as a strong force. Strong force is so unbelievably wild in my opinion. comically tiny make it. The reason why we have a comically tiny make it is because strong force do be small. Gravitation, strong force, weak force, and electroforce. Not sure. Yes, that's what they are, and that's why I'm making 4 of them. This one's the strong, which means like this. Strong force is going to be holding up just a comically large object because it can. It's the strong force. Squash them a bit. There we go. Perfect. Have you made over or under 20 bucks on YouTube? I have made over 20 bucks on YouTube, yes. All 4s and have a new 4 so that you find more. Sounds good enough. Exactly. Make it kind of accents as he's just 14 years old. Well, Melissa, don't spill my secrets like that. Come on now. Not strong, now gravity. And gravity will be massive, absolutely massive in the background. However, it's also going to be in the background because it's not quite as strong. It's just big. That's too big. That's too small. That's just right. Don't have it lying on the ground because why not? I am so glad I have this skeleton, I'll be honest. My goodness, can you imagine how painful the animating would be without a properly sub skeleton? Get Polish Bob the Builder, where'd you get that? There we go. That's a big boy, make it. The only problem is the tons of clipping, of course. Of course they are. Of course they're clipping! Why wouldn't they be? Am I right? Am I right? I'm always right. There we go. What does it look like? Just a prosecute. Oh, okay. Okay. I can make it happen. The sons you have, I squared them. We're gonna positive y-axis. I do have to say, Greg squared is more positive than Greg. I can return that much. But to be fair, Greg was the root of the whole Gregness, so. To make presentation in the videos you are from Poland. I really shouldn't. I really should not. We're just doxing make it now. Well, apparently, that's mean. I'm so we're getting closer. Oh, you did! Oh my goodness! I didn't even notice. I don't notice many things. I just talk over there. That's all I do. I just chat. All right. Okay, that's something. That's certainly something. Now all we need to do is just modify it so that. Well, first of all, we might have to delete gravity's legs because gravity won't need legs. Why would gravity need legs? Don't be silly now. And now what we're going to do is we're going to modify all of them to give them their own property. Hi, the Tefta! I haven't seen you in a while. Hi, how you doing? Oh, Fifth Horseman, Dark Mountain, Dark Energy. We have no idea. I actually don't know what kind of interaction would Dark Energy be, since we don't know anything about it, I suppose. Let's make it. I am making it, yeah. Making it known. How are you making over there? I'm rooting myself previously and Greg out of me. I don't like this look. There. Although I do believe we should probably move all of these a bit more to the left. So maybe even a bit more forward. Strong Force can stay here. I like the angle too, but maybe the other way would be better. There, we have to remember Strong Force is small, so if we bring it too close, it's gonna get really blurry. I mean, the podcast! Oh, a new one? Oh, hell yeah! What's it about? Why is the gravity so big? Who's the weakest default? It is weakest, but gravity basically doesn't have a complex interaction. That's not a technical term. It's just that when it comes to electromagnetism, the positive charge cancels out the negative charge, or the North Pole cancels out the South Pole. Actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. The positive charge cancels out the negative charge. When it goes to the weak force, it mostly is only for beta decay and change in quarks. When it comes to strong force, it actually disappears really, really quickly. Gravity is the only one which just increases. The more mass you have, the more it increases. And because of that, when it comes to large scales, even though gravity is by far the weakest of the fundamental forces, it's still there. That's why planets like attract each other with gravity and not electromagnetism or strong force. Even though both strong force and electromagnetism are more powerful than gravity, planets attract with gravity because electromagnetism cancels each other out. The strong force just disappears at these scales, and the weak force, well, it's mostly a decay. It doesn't really do much. It can only 10 quarks around. UFOs! That makes sense, I suppose. I will check it out after the stream. There's a guarantee the theory of relativity is correct. There is no guarantee that any theory is correct. However, that said, relativity is the best one you've got. Relativity is the most accurate, and we actually actively use it. It's no longer a purely theoretical theory, it's an applied theory. It's a theory we apply GPS to basically anything dealing with speed of light. Why is there no negative gravity? Well, it's because for negative gravity you would need negative gravitational mass, and if the equivalence is correct, then you would need negative mass in general. And we have not seen negative mass. Ever, as far as I'm aware. There is like theoretical exotic matter with negative mass, but that's a whole can of worms. Because there's no negative mass. Yeah, that's a short answer, I suppose. Okay, now right here, it's time. We have the basic layout set up, and it's time. Oh, the animation, by the way. I don't think. Yeah, I should render it. This is already finished. Now what we need is right here. Need some basic amount to break them away, so we increase the amount of energy, like not 50, plus 50 at 70. That's the cube we care about. Okay, so I suppose right here we can have it like so, and then we make the cube up here, and you scale up to, I suppose, this height. I think that would be decent. When should you up here? Right here, right? Okay. Which means keyframe, keyframe. Happy good. The more you change the length. And now this, and then we increase its size. I really will have to check out the podcast. The channel has grown. Actually, since the last time we talked. I can't scale it. That makes sense because I'm an idiot. Of course, I can't scale it because... There we go. Why is there no negative mass? Because negative mass would require negative energy. I'm pretty certain that's the reason. Although there may be some other reasons. It could be that it would require negative energy. It could be that it's unstable. It could be that there just simply isn't a single mechanism that creates negative mass. No, 35,000. Exactly. Why is there no negative energy? Well, it's probably because we just don't have a mechanism of creating negative energy. Like, what would negative energy mean? You see, what would negative energy mean in this case? The more energy you have, the more change you can cause. The less energy you have, the less change happens. Yeah, it's not that you can cause, it's more like the more change you cause. The less energy you have, the less change happens. So what would negative energy mean? Like, negative change? You can think of it as negative heat, basically. I feel like that's the best way. Think about it. There we go. Keyframe. Now we want them too much. As much as possible. A bit too high. A bit too high again. Much note this has to be higher. This can be a little bit higher too. Oh, it's because there's a gap in between them. I'm an idiot. That's why it looks like it's appearing out of nowhere, because there's just a gap in between them. That makes sense. Okay. And now what we basically want to happen is we want the light turn from red to a higher frequency, something like green, whatever, that works. What's important is we want to change over hue. Oh, it's changing over hue. How convenient. Didn't even need to specify anything. Ah, sweet. There we go. As we increase it, it increases. And then we can just render 20 to 70 render. Neat. And negative energy, reverse entropy. I don't know. Yeah, the thing is, we don't have a mechanism to create negative mass. That's kind of the issue here. So white holes should get negative mass, right? Kind of. Yeah, not quite. Should it have negative mass though, Greg? The thing is, white hole, the curious thing about black holes is that if you create a black hole using 10 teragrams of matter, okay, so if you have a black hole, there's a black hole, it's black on the inside, if you add in 10, like, teragrams of matter, on the capital T, grams of matter to create the black hole, and then if you chuck in 10 teragrams of antimatter, then you will end up with a black hole of mass 20 teragrams. So the black hole only cares about energy, and so if the white hole had negative mass, first of all, that would already require negative energy, I'm pretty certain, depending on what kind of white hole you're talking about, I suppose. I know the theory of a white hole, so I know. But also, if it really had negative mass, then it also should have negative gravitational mass, which means it would, instead of pulling everything together, it would push everything apart. So I am not quite certain how you'd even create a black hole. Why don't we have such a mechanism? Well, it's because we don't. It's simple. Like, we haven't discovered, we haven't invented, we haven't theorized a single mechanism to create negative mass. Hi the ninja. Black hole plus white hole. I don't know in theory of white hole, I'll be honest. I don't. But if it's really negative mass, then it would be pretty bizarre to say the least. That's the podcast, yes. Modcast. I love the name Modcast. Must have lost his will to live. That's depressing. There's a limit to how much physics can answer if you keep asking why. No, there's a limit to how much we can answer. It is not... What do you mean limited to how much physics can answer? We're not finished with physics, you do realize that, right? Physics isn't solved. We're lacking theory of everything. We're lacking so many theories. We still have no idea how black holes work. Like, we have theories, plenty of them, pretty good ones, but we haven't tested any of them, actually. So we don't know how black holes work. We don't know why some black holes are as massive as they are. We don't know if the universe is infinite or finite. I wouldn't say there's a limit to how much physics can answer. I would say there's a limit to how much humans can answer. We're not infinite beings with infinite amount of data to store, so obviously there's a limit to how much we can answer. And also, our species hasn't been living for an infinite amount of time. We're finite. But hey, that's actually pretty good. That means there's always more science to be made. More certainty to gain, and so on and so forth. Would invent or discover that, make it... I don't know, would invent or discover that. Negative mass in the beginning of the universe, but just pushed itself away from itself. I think so. Now there isn't any invisible universe. This is too hypothetical. At this point, we're basically asking hypotheticals with no evidence or theory behind them. So when it comes to these hypotheticals, the problem is you can make that sort of argument for anything, Ashad. So you can be like, oh, what if negative mass is just invisible? Or what if negative mass was just the friends we made along the way? What if negative mass creates rainbows or whatever? You know, this is too hypothetical. If you don't have a theory behind it, if you don't have any evidence behind it, then it's pure realm of speculation where nothing really matters. Pun intended. Very much. Physics limited by empirical data in the universe, so it shouldn't be able to answer what was before universe, before laws of physics didn't exist then. Yeah, but physics... But you're separating physics really weird then. I mean, I guess, but then science can still explain it. There isn't a limit to what science theoretically could answer. There is a limit to what we can answer using science, obviously, but theoretically there is no limit. If you had an infinite amount of energy, infinite amount of time, you would be able to create answer to everything. Simply due to random chance if you want to. You wouldn't be, I guess you wouldn't be certain of the answer though. I guess that's a problem. There's a tiny little paradox sneaking in there. But you could create an answer to everything. Why would negative mass move away? Because it would create negative gravity. Or because of the equivalence, negative mass, negative inertial mass also means negative gravitational mass. Which means instead of pulling everything together, it would push each other apart. But I'm guessing here, as I mentioned, I'm only done some brief research into relativity. Girlfriend's male, she's invisible and no one can see her. QED. The main universe is that if molecule with exact ID A solid state inside the perfect cube, the universe ends. We never know. Yeah. There's always the what if. And that's why science deals with probability and not absolutes. Because with probability, you can just avoid these things. And instead of talking about stuff, oh, like, what if you live in a simulation? We can just assign probability to it. And there, done, finished, job done. And then we just move on. What if we keep on taking energy out of a specific area until there's nothing left, theoretically, and keep doing it until there comes negative energy? Yeah, but how would you take out energy of something that has no energy, Greg? Squared. Like, if you have a perfect vacuum, and I mean perfect, like not even quantum fluctuations, absolutely nothing in it, just the cubic meter of absolute perfect vacuum. You even took out all of the, you call quantum fluctuations, absolutely no energy to be gained here. How would you then, so energy equal to perfect zero. Let's say you somehow achieve this. How would you take out the extra energy? If it theoretically makes sense, then there's an injury problem. No, because that's not how energy works. So for example, when you have heat, right? When you have movement of molecules, I've made a whole video about it. If you have... Did I get it backwards? I got it backwards, damn it. If you have movement of molecules, which just bump each other and whatnot, that's thermal energy. Then if you have the wavelength of a photon, that's radiant energy. The point is, energy is not a physical thing, it's a concept. It's a concept that we made up. So that's kind of like saying, oh, matter means molecules. So what if we had negative molecules? Well, if you have a vacuum, you have no molecules, you just need to take out molecules out of the place with no molecules. So that's an engineering problem now. Well, it's not, because what would no negative molecules even mean? There's no energy, then entropy is zero, so basically 0 Kelvin. The 0 Kelvin means no thermal energy. You can't pour water from an already empty bottle. Exactly. So that's actually also a good analogy. So that's kind of like saying, if we have an empty bottle and we pour out a kilogram of water, then we should have a negative 1 kilogram of water in the bottle. Like, mathematically, maybe, but that's with incorrect assumptions. Mathematically, it would only make sense if you have incorrect assumptions in place. Just pour in negative water. Actually, negative water wouldn't be it. Because if you consider water made out of antimatter as negative water, that still has mass. That still has positive mass. Which means if you pour in negative water to an empty bottle, you end up with positive mass. That's how problematic negative mass would be. Okay, now right here what we want is we want this to be reset. So we want it also to be really slow. Which means like, actually, oh, there's gonna be a long one, that's good. That's good stuff. It's gonna be a long animation. 0. And then right here, we can get like 30, even 40. There we go. I am good at this. Energy or not, it's just no energy at all. Negative mass energy isn't possible, but if taking out the energy which isn't there, negative energy, basically alone. Yeah, but what are you loaning? Energy is not... There's no elementary particle of energy, Greg. There is no elementary particle of energy, so we need... So energy is a consequence of something. Taking energy alone. Yeah, but the thing is, Greg, in terms of physics, energy is change, basically. That's what energy is. So that's kind of like saying, if we have 0 change, how can we take out even more change to cause negative change? Like, it doesn't make sense. Antimatter water would be the true final form of sparkling water. Spicy. Would negative water unquench my thirst? I think it might unmake you whole. What was last in magic? For example, in magic there is a potential energy called magic that is possessed by human, can be controlled with electric currents. I've actually already made that argument, that there is no supernatural. Supernatural cannot exist. It is, like, due to a linguistic reason, it cannot exist. Because if there just truly exists something supernatural, then it's just natural. It exists, it's natural, which means it's no longer supernatural. What are we rendering? Can't you tell? It's the photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect in which we just emit electrons. You should see them any second now. Actually, you know what? I think that might be it for me today. It was a fun live stream. We had fun. It's really nice to talk about science with people who like science, you know? I do enjoy it. I'm gonna go because I still have a couple things to do, unfortunately, today. Unfortunately. But tomorrow we might even do a 5 more minutes live stream. Oh, wouldn't that be festive? The video is almost finished, by the way. So just give me a couple more days and the video will be up. Anyway, for now, I suppose that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.